Oh, sorry. Oh. No, that's fine. Sorry, guys. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, we're going to be doing a chicken and potatoes recipe and a really exciting dessert that I did find on Walmart.com. It's a spin on s'mores. I know we're supposed to be watching what we eat, but if you just have just a tiny bit and then the rest of it goes to somebody else, it doesn't stay here in the apartment with us anyway, because I have no self-control. I don't think Brandon has any self-control either. We'll eat it, so it doesn't stay here in the apartment with us. But just a little piece, a little bit of dessert right after supper. I can't wait. I'm so excited. We're also going to be decorating the table and getting it ready for fall and a couple of other things around the house for fall. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. But I'm really excited because I love the fall colors. I'm going to miss the summer though. I did have a really wonderful time up on the mountain. It was hot. It was hot. Don't get me wrong. Whoo, was it hot. But I love going to the pool and spending time with my aunts. It was a really wonderful time, and I look forward. We're fixing to go on an event trip. That's going to be really exciting. And then it's going to be time for the Christmas holidays. That's always exciting. But before then, we've got a wedding coming up, and we also need to practice with the wedding cake. I might go ahead and include that in this vlog too. Yeah, I might go ahead and insert a clip of just practicing for the wedding cake. I want it to be perfect for them. So I have been doing a little bit of practicing and just kind of getting it in my head, the ideal of what I want to do. We did also receive Brandon's, not his uniform. We also received Brandon's suit in the mail. We did get that from Amazon. I'll be sharing that in a haul video probably on Friday. We also have my dress, but I'm also waiting for my shoes. I'm really excited about the shoes. Now, I may not, and I know I probably will not be able to wear the shoes for very long, but I at least want to wear them to walk down the aisle and also for the mother-son dance. I want to at least be able to wear them for that. And pictures, of course, you know. So I'm excited to see how they look and how they look with the dress. Because, of course, I do need to do a little bit of alterations on my dress. Because, you know, it's a little bit long. But that'll be in the haul video that's coming out, too. Hopefully, I get my shoes in time for that video. I don't know. I may not. They just cleared customs. I did purchase them from Temu, so we'll see. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But I've rambled on enough, and I need to go ahead and get to cooking and getting ready for Sunday supper. I want to thank you so very much for joining me in today's video, and I really hope that you do enjoy it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscription button. I do like to do fashion hauls and try-on videos, and I also like to do other hauling of other things as well, but fashion is my favorite, and I am not an expert by all means, trust me, but I do like to do fashion hauls, and you can follow along on my health journey. So if any of that interests you, please hit that subscription button and stick around and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. So let's get into this week's video. Okay, I almost forgot that I grabbed this from Dollar General, so I think I'm going to take my cooking utensils and see if they'll all fit in here. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see if it works. Okay, it does work. I did have to take out my smaller ones that I had in there, but that's okay because I think that looks really good. I like it. Oh wait, I forgot one. I don't think it's gonna fit. I don't know, let me see. Okay, it did fit. Yay, I'm glad. I love it. Starting off with practicing the wedding cake, I'm gonna be using the Betty Crocker Super Moist Chocolate Fudge Cake. Now, I've already made this cake once before, but I made it in a regular pan and I didn't decorate it. So you want to prepare the cake mix just like it says on the box. I'm really excited about making this wedding cake. It's always been a dream of mine to make my kids' wedding cake. I made my brother's wedding cake and several other. I'll insert some pictures here of the other wedding cakes that I have made in the past. I'm going to be using this little heart pan, and the little trick that I learned is if you wrinkle up the parchment paper, it stays down into your pan a lot easier. I don't particularly like using the non-stick spray. I am going to be making 2 of these heart-shaped pans, but I only have 1 pan. So for each cake, you want to be sure and put the same amount of cake batter in each time that you bake the cake. So I'm just measuring out the cake batter so that I can make sure I have the same amount of cake batter in each pan that I do bake. Bake the cake at the same temperature it says on the package, but you want to be sure and keep a close eye on it because it is a smaller pan. After the first cake is done, I'll get ready to make the second cake after letting my pan cool off because I don't want to burn my hands. One of my cakes ended up being a little bit taller than the other cake, but that's okay because we're going to trim them off and make them as even and as flat as possible. And with the cake that we trim off, I'm just going to freeze it to make cake pops out of at a later date. Now to the frosting. This is the part that I really needed to practice with because I didn't take measurements the first time that I did this. The first time that I made it, I just happened to have did it. So I took 1/4 cup of peanut butter and I heated it in the microwave for about 30 seconds. And I'm going to be using this Pillsbury whipped buttercream frosting. And I just transfer it into a mixing bowl. And then add the peanut butter to the frosting. I just want the peanut butter to be just soft enough to be able to be poured over the frosting. And then combine the two and mix together really thoroughly. Now to decorate. The happy couple is going for kind of a rustic look. But I think next go around, I'm going to use 2 tubs of frosting. And I think I may make it 3 layers instead of 2. So I put frosting on the top of one cake, and then I'm going to put the other cake on top of that. There's Ramsey waiting for me to drop something. So for this cake, I do want most of the frosting to be on the top and then the sides to be where you could almost see the cake underneath the frosting. This does help if you do like a crumb coat or your cake is somewhat frozen. And you just want to make sure your top and your sides are all nice and smooth. I didn't do any piping on this cake. This was just a practice run, but we do go ahead and decorate it. I just decorated it with some artificial flowers just to kind of make it look a little bit more weddingly. I don't even know if that's a word. Weddingly. And there you have it, the trial wedding cake. I think it turned out great. And I hung up my 2 signs that my daughter-in-law gave me. I think she got these at the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. She got them several years ago. But I hung one up on each side. And I'm curious if these are the actual recipes. Let me see. The pumpkin pie. I think the pumpkin pie is an actual recipe. This one, the hot apple cider, I don't know. I've never been one to drink hot apple cider, so I don't know. But I think they look good on either side of the window. Now let's make some smoked Mexican chicken and potatoes for Sunday supper. I'm using this seasoning that we again picked up at the farmer's market. I still haven't found a link to this particular seasoning or for the people that make this seasoning, but I'm sure you can find something like it at your local farmer's market. I did marinate my chicken in this seasoning the day before, and I am going to be cooking the chicken in this hot pot, Instapot. It lets me do all the things in one pot. And I just want to get a good little sear on both sides of the chicken, and I'm using boneless, skinless chicken breast. Sear both sides in a little bit of olive oil. Cut up about 4 or 5 regular sized potatoes. Drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil and some more of the seasoning. Add them to your crock pot. And then change your pot to slow cook, and I'm going to cook this on high for 2 hours or until the potatoes are tender. I did use about 2 tablespoons of the seasoning for the chicken and 2 tablespoons of seasoning for the potatoes. This turned out so delicious. Now let's decorate this table for fall and get it all cleaned up and ready to go. And I thought it was time to break out the sunflowers. First off is this tablecloth that I got from PMOL last year. I'm going to use it again because, again, I love sunflowers. And of course, it's got the little bees for my friend Trisha at Trisha's house. I've been on the hunt for some new placemats and I haven't found any yet, but I had these blue ones that I think matches pretty good. I did grab some sunflowers at Dollar General, and I'm just going to pull the stems back to make it look a little bit more fuller in the vase. It just helps give the flowers a little bit more oomph while they sit in the vase. And I was going to use the black vase that I normally use, but these deserve a mason jar. There we go. I think that looks really pretty, and I went ahead and I added some roses into the mason jar because I like the color of the yellow and the reds together. I think it just looks so nice together. Now, on the days that the Cowboys are playing, we hang up this sign. But on all the other days, I hang up my wreath. This is a wreath that my son got me several years ago. Now let's make dessert. This is a recipe that I got off of Walmart.com, but I'm making it my way, just a little bit easier. You want to crush up 1 sleeve of graham crackers. I omitted the sugar. Mix in with that 4 tablespoons of melted butter.
What time are we doing now?
Huh?
What time are we doing?
5 o'clock sound good? And press that into your pan. I am using the parchment paper over my pan for easy cleanup and non-sticking. Now on the Walmart website, they made their own brownies, but I'm using a box. Betty Crocker milk chocolate brownie mix is fine with me. They also cooked the graham cracker crust a little bit before adding the dough on top of it. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to add the dough on top of the graham crackers and then bake it according to the package instructions. I will say it was a little hard to spread out. Maybe that's why they cooked the graham cracker crust a little bit before. I don't know, but it still turned out fine, and it was fine. After the brownies are done, you want to take your chocolate pieces and line them up along your cake. Not your cake, but your brownies.
The mother came out. I just felt good that it was time to go back in there. Let's talk, okay?
Next, you want to line your marshmallows on top. Then you want to put your pan back in the oven under the broiler until your marshmallows are all nice and toasted on top. These turned out so delicious. They were very rich. You can only eat a small bite, but really, really delicious. You've got to give them a try. Seriously, let me know if you do. And let me know, is this an actual recipe for hot apple cider?